Good. So, is there someone? Yes, good. Good. Hari, you can play. Jaya Raja Madhava Punya Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhaji Oh Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhaji Yasodhanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yasodhanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Vihari Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada Chila, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada Chila Prabhupada Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Shri Radhe Jayom Vishwabhat Paramahansa Paraparaja Kacharya Ashtata Satasata Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Anand Koti Vaishnavarinda Ki Jai ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Sakaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhaktavarinda Ki Jai Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Sham Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai, Vrindavan Mathura Dham Ki Jai, Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai, Ganga Maya Yamuna Mai Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Tulasi Devi Ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Samavita Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to C.C. Guru Chiguranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna. Herschel, no, Hare Krishna. Secret. So, I want to welcome you once again. I know that we have a few new guests who have just come yesterday. One is our Mikkel from near Villa Vrindavan. Welcome. And everyone else. How do we start? Yes, I think I hope that these presentations are of value for you. We sometimes feel that there is in movements there is a boon, a benefit, but also something like an obstacle which is created, or a benefit and a curse. The benefit is that we have so much input, we have so much knowledge, we have so much good association which brings us forward. But like everything in this world, there is also the flip side to it. And the flip side is we think, oh, we have this nice movement. We are saved already by just having joined the Hare Krishna movement. Now it's automatic, it's mechanic. And we stop being curious. We stop asking questions. We actually strangely stop moving forward because we think we have reached. In this series of classes, I wanted to perhaps light the spark in you that initially brought you to Krishna consciousness, so that it again burns brightly. Because I think those devotees to whom you look up to in our movement. They are moving. They are moving forward. Yes, good. So yes, we will sing. We have our youngest here, Hare Krishna, young boys. You are most welcome, but you must listen, not play. Okay? Take care. Yes. It will be very interesting. Don't worry. But you should now stop playing and listen. Good. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Boys, I don't hear you. You must now chant. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading this morning from the 8th canto, chapter 3rd, text number 17. I should give you the context. This is a prayer spoken by Gajendra at the time when he was attacked by the crocodile. This morning we will not sing the Gopi Gita. We will do this in the evening. I forgot to say this. So the Sanskrit is in the ancient meter. It's a prayer to be delivered. Madrik prapanna pashupasha vimokshanaya. Madrik prapanna pashupasha vimokshanaya. Muktaya bhuri karunaya namo layaya. Muktaya bhuri karunaya namo layaya. Svangsena sarva tanubrinmanasi pratita. Svangsena sarva tanubrinmanasi pratita. Pratyakdrishe bhagavate brihate namaste. Pratyakdrishe bhagavate brihate namaste. Yes, someone else, please. Pashupasha vimokshanaya. Muktaya bhuri karunaya namo layaya. Muktaya bhuri karunaya namo layaya. Svangsena sarva tanubrinmanasi pratita. Svangsena sarva tanubrinmanasi pratita. Pradyakdrishe bhagavate brihate namaste. Yes, please, one Vaishnavi. Madre prapanna pashupasha vimokshanaya. Muktaya bhuri karunaya namo layaya. Svangsena sarvatanu brahmanasi pratita. Pradyakdrishe bhagavate priyate namaste. Yes, the translation. Since an animal such as I, Gajendra the elephant speaks, since an animal such as I has surrendered unto you, who are supremely liberated, certainly you will release me from this dangerous position. Indeed, being extremely merciful, you incessantly try to deliver me. It means you try to deliver me non-stop. By your partial feature as Paramatma, you are situated in the hearts of all embodied beings. You are celebrated as direct transcendental knowledge, and you are unlimited. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he says, you are very mercifully situated in my heart. You are full of transcendental knowledge and unlimitedly merciful. So there is a long purport of which we will read the last paragraph because it's very significant for our lecture. Only Krishna can deliver us from this material existence. Indeed, he is always trying to deliver us. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hridarsha arjuna tishtati. He is within our hearts and is not at all inattentive. The Sanskrit word is alayaya, never inattentive or idle. He's not lazy. He's always there. His only aim is to deliver us from material life. It is not that he becomes attentive to us only when we offer prayers to him. Even before we offer our prayers, he incessantly tries to deliver us. He is never lazy in regard to our deliverance. Therefore, this verse says, Buri Karunaya Namo Layaya. It is the causeless mercy of the Supreme Lord that he always tries to bring us back home, back to Godhead. God is liberated, and he tries to make us liberated, but although he's constantly trying, we refuse to accept his instructions. Although he's constantly trying, we refuse to accept his instructions. Nonetheless, he has not become angry. Therefore, he is described here as Buri Karunaya, unlimitedly merciful in delivering us from this miserable material condition of life and taking us back home, back to Godhead. That's beautiful, no? Okay. I want to, it's my all-time favorite. Please take a note in your, where you make notes. It's the 8th canto, chapter 3, text 17. It's a surprising revelation which explains to me a lot about my own life. Yes, I started to come in contact with Krishna consciousness. I think I was 15 or 16 years. Then I practiced at home while I was attending the high school. Yes, and looking back now in my life, I can see that even before that initial contact with the devotees, there were things happening in my life where I must say that was Krishna's mercy. So Prabhupada offers an explanation here. His only aim, Krishna's aim, is to deliver us from material life. It is not that he becomes attentive to us only when we offer prayers to him. But even before we offer our prayers, he incessantly tries to deliver us. Please let us say the pranam mantras to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshnaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavari Askatyare Satarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasari Go Bhakta Vinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So my dear devotees, here in this purport, we find a phenomena explained from our tradition, a phenomena which is known in our world as inner calling. That sometimes we feel from that little voice inside who seems to direct us towards a certain course of action. The inner calling is defined as a strong inner impulse towards a particular course or way of action, especially when accompanied by the conviction that of a divine influence. When I was preparing this lecture, I asked myself how I, as a person, as a devotee, experienced this what Prabhupada says, this constant calling for something higher. And I came up with this. It's a subtle and sometimes loud inner urging. You could say also pushing, no? Of clearly divine or more than human origin. This inner urging or calling can originate from the super soul or directly from Krishna himself, who seems to, we wake up and we know something is still missing in my life, and I should now do something about it. I should not be one of those mechanic followers of institutionalized movements or religions. I should be on my way now, and I should come closer to Krishna. These inner callings have the nature that in the beginning they are very subtle, very, how would you say, not so loud, soft is the word. It's almost like a whisper that comes from within. But the moment you follow them, or another word would be the moment you align with them, this inner voice, it gets clearer and more concrete. If you do what Prabhupada describes in the purport, that he says, there is this inner calling, but we choose to ignore it, no? How does he say it? God is liberated and he tries to make us also liberated. But although he is constantly trying, we refuse to accept his instructions. We just don't do it. When you are like that, when you don't follow this small inner calling, it becomes very, very, very soft and then disappears. And I think this is the case of many, 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 too many of you. And that's why you are not yet fulfilled in your spiritual life. So how do you know? I want to say it differently. Prabhupada spoke about this many times, and I recognized many times. One was, in England, there are the best cooks of the universe usually, and they cooked when I gave a retreat there. I mean, I was one of the facilitators. And they make this beautiful lunch cards. It's a menu: hard cakes, warm beet salad, sweet potato, pizzetta, yes, sun-dried tomato, and tahini, linguine, and so on. And on the other side, they put always a quote of Prabhupada. And I found this quote here. When one becomes very seriously, Prabhupada says this, no? When one becomes very seriously anxious how to understand God, how to go back to home, back to Godhead, then Krishna immediately helps. This is the process. Krishna is there within your hearts. As soon as you become a little serious, immediately Krishna is ready. He's sitting with you as a friend. No? He's there as a friend. And he, like a friend, he gives you subtle ideas. Try here, go here. No, this person is not good for you. Just keep a distance. Why not study the Bhagavatam? Why not? What was this? I should study the Bhagavatam. Oh, yeah, it's true. I don't know anything. It comes. And you know that it is a call from Krishna because it is persistent. Do you understand the English word persistent? It continues non-stop. It's a persistent inner pull. We have made a little that it's easier to follow. We have made a slide for you, which here. How do you know you are receiving a calling? It's a persistent inner pull. At first, you feel like an urge to pursue something, even if it doesn't seem logical or practical at first. This inner pull often feels unshakable. You feel that this is what I do. I want to give you an example which many of us male devotees know. I don't know it, but I've heard it. It's a pull. It says like, are you sure you are a lifelong brahmachari? Or the Mataji will feel, are you sure that you can go through life being single, but just by yourself? And it's very soft and small. It starts very small, and then it becomes louder. And if you look away like this, then it may stop for some time. But then it comes back again, or it will say to you, the voice will say to you, is this all that spiritual life has for you? Washing pots and cleaning floors? Is there perhaps more which aligns more with your creative nature? You don't need to be so creative in washing pots. Maybe you should try to visit people at home and give a lecture about Krishna consciousness. Or lecture is too much, just one-on-one sharing Krishna consciousness. It's, in other words, like a little seed that gets planted in the heart and begins to grow, especially if you pour the water of your attention there. The second thing, how you know it, it's these inner callings are divine nudges. Now, nudges, I don't know if you all understand this. It's an English word, which was also, which I learned only 5 years ago, you know. It nudges you. It's something like, this was a pull, and this is more like, it's more active than a pull. It's nudges. You have to look it up in your Google translator. What it is, you may read, for instance, a book, and all of a sudden something speaks to you. Like for me, this purport, it was the first time I read it, my dear devotees, it was 30 years ago. And pong, it spoke so strongly to me that there's Krishna in the heart who wants to always deliver me and liberate me. And when I read that I'm ignoring constantly his, then I went like, "Whoa, that's so true. That's so true. I don't dare to follow this." And then I lost the Bhagavatam. I was not making notes at that time when I studied, and I could not. I tried. Where was this? Was this in the 4th canto, or the 3rd canto, or the 8th canto? And I could not find it again. But then, about 7.5 years ago, I stumbled again over this, and bang! I found my treasure, my jewel. Maybe now I should take it more serious. You get these nudges, nudges. How can you explain a nudge? Who is what? Ein Anstoß, sagt Ram Gopal. Good. For those of you who don't speak German, this I think is very clear. Anstoß, no? You do. You know, Stoß. Yes.
Also trying to subtly push somebody into a certain
direction. Yeah. It pushes you subtly. Yes. That is a nudge. And Krishna, he made to do this also, that all of a sudden before you an opportunity arises, and you know this was placed before me. It is not by accident that this offer or invitation to come to the Irish temple and do service in the Irish temple, for instance, on an island, was coming to me. I know Krishna made this. Or it may be that you feel the guidance of your spiritual master. Yes, my dear devotees, if we are good disciples, this happens all the time. It's a heart-to-heart connection where he will appear in our heart and tell us this should be done now. No, so these are divine nudges which you feel. Prabhupada spoke about this only a short time before he left the planet. He said, Krishna is very kind, always. But when he sees that you are very eager to go to him, he calls. Prabhupada said it the second time. He calls. How else do you know that you are receiving a call? You have received a call. You feel a quiet certainty beneath your doubt. It's something which is very much there. Sometimes you doubt it. Well, was this a calling? I'm not sure if this was my mind, or maybe some some devotee who knows magic, he went into my mind. Yeah, we have sometimes this happens, or perhaps, we are not sure that this is from Krishna. But then if it's a divine calling, you will be sure, even in the face of all these doubts. And the last one, and I like this the most, is you feel restless when you ignore it. You may resist your calling. You might feel, oh no, my God, I'm too old. I was curious when I was young. Now I'm fat. No, leave me alone. But you don't feel happy with this. You feel restlessness, a sense of dissatisfaction. And what is the English word? Unease. You're not at ease. You are, let us say it in a New York English word, ill at ease. You are ill at ease. You feel something is missing in my life if I don't do this. And gently but persistently reminders come up. Now you must know, when you have an inner calling, very often, more often than not, you will be put on a test. There will be challenges that test your certainty and so on. But if you can live through them, it will strengthen your determination. I want to say, for me, I never liked the school or universities or academia. I somehow felt they are putting boxes to reality and pressing some parts of reality in these boxes, but it's just not the right approach to the life and to the world. This where you use only your intellect. I was thinking the human being has so many more capabilities to get knowledge, like intuition, and so on, which works much more direct. So I'm a runaway from school. I'm something which the little boys should not do here, who are sitting in front of me. I'm the person your father warns you about. Yes. But that had a backside also. I thought I will never be able to write a book or do something or speak in public, because people don't understand me. I didn't go to the same schools and have not the same concepts as they have. But there was a time in my life where I felt the calling to write a book on the holy name. And I said, not me. I have nothing to do with the world of writing. Didn't I show this with my life? But it came again and again. And I wrote my first book on the nectarian ocean of the holy name. And only when I sat down and took the pen in my hand and wrote down, did I feel, okay, I'm on the right path. It stopped now. At this moment, my dear devotees, therefore I'm speaking like this, I feel 3 inner callings that are so strongly knocking at my door of my awareness, and I know when I will follow them, my life will be wonderful. But there is something holding me back. Oh, I have so many responsibilities. Oh, I have to be careful. I'm an older devotee. The whole world always talks about older devotees and so on. And so on. But I know one day I will have to follow this. If I don't do this in this life, I have to do it next life. Yes. Now everyone thinks, what is it? What is it? What is it? My dear devotees, it's a whisper at this stage. It becomes not whisper, it has become from a whisper to the louder stage. I can only talk about it when it's really, when it's my time, because there is also a time when you have to follow the calling. Prabhupada waited many years before he followed that calling of his spiritual master to go into the West. And then he knew, now I'm going. No? And so on. I wanted to, before I come to the entertaining parts of this class, ask a second question. When do you know, or how do you know that you are living your calling, that you are actually following it? No? The first thing I would say is you reach a state of flow. Things and people and circumstances come to you, arrangements are made for you, your work feels effortless, it just comes to you. You're creating a masterpiece, and it's all falling into place, not because of you, but it's just coming together. The second is you have that suspicion, you suspect you're onto something. My God, this is good. This is good. I mean, when I think of my future, when I follow this, I feel just very, very, very peaceful, and I feel this has a lot of future and potential, and so on. I have written a few other things down that they are coming from this. Your output is huge. You can really do things. Things come out of you. They may not always be free from mistakes. No, you make a few mistakes on the way, but you are onto something, and something comes from you. You're making progress. You feel happy and fulfilled, of course, and then you can't be deterred. I would like to introduce to you someone I met when I went with some of the members of Wisdom of the Sages to Laverna in Italy. Who of you has visited Laverna? Acha, San Pietro, Sonia. Children also, Francesco, and Chiara. Yes, they have visited. It's the place where, who of you has heard about Saint Francis of Assisi? Most of you. He was a nobleman, a man who was very, very devoted to parties, to fighting, and to getting drunk on the roads on the streets of Assisi. He was a spoiled brat, you say, in New York. He was spoiled. But one day, as he was running through the streets in a drunken stupor, he heard a voice, Francesco. And he fell on his knees. He knew what voice it was. And his friends found him on the streets, kneeling and crying with tears. And he was saying, Mio Dio, mio Dio, mio Dio, my God, I've forgotten you so long. He went into one church, broken church, and there was Jesus on the cross, and he heard him speaking. Yes, I'm not joking. He spoke to him and said, repair my church. And he understood it in two ways. He should renovate this old broken church before Assisi. But the second was much more difficult. He should renovate the rotten church, which by that time had become very materialistic. It lived from the church taxes of the poor people. There was so much luxury in these churches, and the poor people felt oppressed. So repair this. Saint Francis of Assisi had to go all out. There is this famous scene, which is described by his biographers, that his father saw that his son was no longer going with him to Paris to make business. He also saw that he was never at home, but then he found out he repaired a broken church. Finally, he told the bishop, my son is running away from, I need him to work at the business. And the bishop spoke to Francis, and then Francis did this. Listen to this. He just took his shirt, he put it on the ground. He put his coat, the first coat, then shirt, put it on the ground. He put his pants, put it on the ground. He put his underwear on the ground. And then, as everyone was looking in shock, he said, "You can have my cloth, but you cannot have my soul that belongs to God." And then he went, naked as he was. Everyone was into the well in the marketplace, the Brunnen, how do we say Brunnen in English? Fountain. And he took 3 baths. Maybe he closed his nose, I don't know. And he came out and he said, "I'm now belonging to God." He had followed a call, but God waited for a long time before he spoke another time to him. And this happened in Laverna, a mountain in a cave which we have visited. There in Laverna, I met Sister Angela. You can see, sie spricht Deutsch. Sie kommt aus Deutschland. She is a German citizen. I don't say any longer. She has also given up her Germanness, And she said how she lived a normal life when she also felt a calling to dedicate her life to the search of God. And she came in contact with the Franciscans' literature, and he visited, but she thought, this life is nothing for me. I mean, I'm a woman, I'm a modern person. The Franciscans is long gone. It is from the 12th century. And she went home to her hometown to live a normal life. But again and again, that voice came to her. And finally, she made that long journey from, I think, Würzburg. It is on the way to the farm, the town, to Laverna, and became a nun. And you could see, I don't know if you see on this picture, her eyes are on fire. There is a spark in her eyes. Those who know him, there's Costuba in the back, see, with his Italian hat. And I don't know, Jiva, is that you?
No, that's Gita Priya.
Gita Priya, yes, not you. Good. So yes, so we visited that place. It's a nice place with the devotees who came with Matsya Avatar. It was a wonderful Sangha there. And we sat also in the cave where Saint Francis said and received his God realization. It was a very moving visit, but I think we were most moved by seeing the monks who were and monks and sisters, I think you call them, who had received the call and had answered the call. There is a devotee whom I know received the call. His name is Ganesyam Priya. He got an idea that Krishna consciousness should really be spread on a much larger level. The Hollywood stars should chant Hare Krishna. The influences of the society should chant. But he was a brahmachari in the Bhaktivedanta Mela. And I remember meeting him, and he was constantly sick. He was always with a big head and with a scarf, but constantly sick. And one day I asked him, why are you always so sick? Is something inside not right? And he looked at me and he said, Maharaj, I don't know. All I know is that I must live another life. I must move out of the ashram, and I must make videos or something to get out to the people. And then he started to make videos, and he became very famous. And some of you are looking at his Instagram posts. His name is Jai Shetty. That is the name. Steve Jobs, he had an idea to make something so crazy as a computer. Computer, are you mad? What are these things doing? So he had no support. He needed to go in the garage. He was so poor that every Sunday he went to the Boston temple and ate prasadam. And the devotees told him, every Sunday you're coming, maybe you should do some service. And he said yes, and he washed the pots. He felt I should give back. I should not just eat prasadam. But he was only in the garage, and everyone thought he's crazy. Now everyone is crazy after his computers, with a half-eaten apple and all. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Following the call and living the call, very important. Let me now look at the wristwatch. Yeah, I have another point, but I think I will not do this. I want to do something with you where you might find or come closer to your own inner calling. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Maybe we should first get some oxygen. I don't have my little machine here with me. Who is comfortable in playing? Abe, you are comfortable in playing. You can just relax your brain a little bit, because now we will go into something intensive. Let me just see. Can we just play? We are preparing something. This, by the way, Abe. Yes, very good, very good. So I will do a meditation. You please don't meditate. We need you, Jai Gopal. And who knows to play kartas in rhythm? Oh, I'm not so sure. You can play the second kata. Who is there? Our devotees there. Do you have a pair of cartels? No. It's at a certain stage, and Jai Gopal, you don't, please, we cannot make any noise. Now, boys. Oh, sorry. No. You want to go somewhere? Just getting something. But if you come back, you need to be absolutely peaceful. Yes? Yes? Peaceful? No sound? If you're not, I will not give you a sweet. Hare Krishna. No, I will always give you sweets. Don't worry. But please, my dear boys, we need you. Everyone needs to be now on here. So, I need to bring your energy level a little up for this. Please make fists like this. Yes. And get ready for your Bastrika Pranayam. As you go up, watch me, don't do it, just watch me. You will breathe in. And please watch me, don't do it. Boys can do it, boys are boys. Yeah, so you go up and breathe in. And you come down forcefully and breathe out. Okay, do it. I can smell your pizza, which you ate. The more you do it with force, the more you pump energy into your system, especially your brain. It's good for your kidneys. They will eliminate toxins. It's good for your natural circulation. It's good for your oxygenation. No cancer can come when you do Vastika Pranayama. Try to breathe in the lungs. Are you sweating?
No.
Then we have to do 1 hour more.
No.
We do 5 more. Finished. So without talking, sit straight in your seat. Those who are men, please take your left hand and place it under your navel and put the right hand on your left hand. Those of you who are ladies, please take your right hand, place it under your navel and put the left hand on your right hand. I will say a few words for you to prepare you. The mystery of your human existence does not lie in just staying alive somehow or other, but it lies in finding something to live for. You need to find something where you are absolutely enthusiastic to live for. Now we will try to see if something which has this quality, something where we can give our everything, might turn up from inside. Please form the attention in your mind that you will now go on a quest, on a search, where you try to come closer to your inner calling. To get clarity, we will now first let go of the world for a moment and enter a state of inner stillness. It's only when the world becomes not so loud any longer in your head that you can listen to the inner voice. I request you to close your eyes now and to let go of your body a little bit. You just notice how you're sitting and you're trying to feel the sensation of weight. Your body is striving towards the ground by the gravitational force. Just sit straight, but relax all your muscles. We start with the legs. Let go of your place where you sit, your sitting bones. Relax there. The back of your back, lower back, upper back. Relax. Your chest, shoulders, and do some good breathing now. Some not forced breathing, soft breathing through the nose, in and out. Try to lengthen your exhalation a little. This will lengthen your inhalation automatically. And breathe consciously. When you breathe in, you know that you're breathing in. When you breathe out, you know that you're breathing out. Bring your mind to your breath. This will take it out of all the thoughts, at least the conscious thoughts. Just breathing, very simple breathing. Now it is time to ask a question. If you were not afraid of failing, or being judged, what would you do with your life? Again, more personal. If I weren't afraid of failing or being judged, what would I dare to pursue? If I weren't afraid of failing or being judged, what is it that I would dare to pursue? And the second question, what is that one small but meaningful step I can take today to further explore or respond to this calling? Again, is there one small but meaningful action I can take today to explore or respond to this calling? Wait until something comes up from within. Is there one step, not the whole thing, one small step in that direction where I feel I should move forward, that I can take today? Ultimately, it's the Lord in the heart who knows and who can guide us. So we will chant, pray to Him. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. One more time, please, everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. And one last time, all of us together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Sri Radhe. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Sri Radhe. Hare Krishna. So, Hare Krishna. Normally we have a question and answer session, but we have prepared something that is even more inspiring. We have a summary of our talks by an accomplished poem. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to introduce to you a very talented devotee from England. His good name is Harsh, and he will give you a little summary of everything. Please come here, Harsh, in the scent of the river Jamuna. I think this works very good. And it will get you there. English speaking.
Okay, Hare Krishna, everybody. So yeah, like Maharaj said, I just tried to do a summary of the really wonderful classes that Maharaj gave over the last few days on this topic of, finding our path, finding our inner calling, which is a very, very relatable and useful topic for us devotees. So I've tried my best to do a little summary. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not, so just give me 1 second whilst I... Okay, here we go. The devotees are eager to enter 2025, for it's the year of hope. Don't take it from me, it was declared by the Pope. Maharaj spoke on a serious topic, one which we shouldn't laugh. You shed wisdom on how we can find our authentic path. We first turn to a Sanskrit verse with a beautiful meter. Yes, authenticity is spoken about, even in the Bhagavad Gita. It says, even if you make mistakes whilst trying to follow your true dharma, fear not, as you're protected and you'll avoid bad karma. To follow your dharma, for sure you'll incur no sin, even if you give up your medical job to play the violin. Even Brahma was curious. His dharma, how would he find? He turned to Krishna, who told him about the dharma of the mind. The dharma of the mind starts with faith, which we must hold dear. This helps base our decisions on aspiration and not on fear. It also means being determined like Dhruva and always acting kind. If we take on these qualities, our dharma we shall find. Maharaj, you also told us that our path will have more clarity when we begin to perform penance and practice austerity. An easygoing life and transcendental perfection cannot go together. Of course, this doesn't mean we must walk barefoot in the cold German weather. Our austerity should have purpose. Like a caterpillar, we should try to build our cocoon of good habits, and soon we'll begin to fly. Finally, Maharaj reminded us today that we must stop the stalling and live a life where we begin to listen to our deep inner calling. We're not alone on this journey. Krishna's sitting there as our friend. As long as we become a little serious, then help he shall send. Krishna is so kind and attentive. Don't you know he's always there? He's always trying to deliver us, even before we make our prayer. We know we're getting a call when we feel a persistent inner pull, like a seed in the heart that we're eager to grow to something full. We may even get the mercy, and we might receive a sign in the form of a nudge that has come from the divine. We'll also feel a quiet certainty beneath all the criticism and doubt, and restlessness will prevail if ignored, with life being dry like a drought. We ended today's class with a deep, reflective meditation that helped our inner voice become a loud, tangible sensation. If you weren't afraid of failure, then what would you do? Is there a goal in mind that you dare to pursue? And what's one small action that you can take home today to respond to your heart and what it's already trying to say? Thank you, Maharaj, for this journey of authenticity and for taking us on board. May the new year help us find our true path that leads us to our sweet Lord. Hare Krishna.
It's the scent of the moon idea. Hare Krishna. Wow. Talent, no? This is talent. Yeah. It's not just the rhymes, but rhyming is already very difficult, but he catches the points, no? And it makes them very relevant. And that's an art which, I mean, that's really an art. Yes, so I thank you very much. I'm always Harshal. I like poesy and all these things, and I'm always. You definitely have a fan in me. Hare Krishna. Yes, I wanted to just leave you with a little thought. What you might be doing. It's something you might like to make a screenshot of. We will leave it on. I will just go through it. Prabhupada said in Mayapur, 76, something very unusual. He said, don't try to see God, but act in such a way. Wrong. He said, don't try to see God, but act in such a way that God will call you. But what you said is absolutely right. He said this many times, but here he said it differently. Act in such a way that God will call you. Right? That you, and what you could do is, I always say, get on the DC wavelengths. The DC wavelengths is the divine communication wavelengths. So that you can cultivate a little bit the awareness that of something higher, that you want to move on to your destination. And here are recommendation. Reading and chanting is, of course, always given. It is helping you to get another perspective, and chanting helps you to solidify this, to make it a reality in your heart. Then the next one is asking and Sanga and sadhana, that you look for good association and for good spiritual practices. No? And the final one is you ask questions to the Lord, no? And pray to the Lord, asking and praying. This will help you to get on the right wavelengths where you can receive your inner calling. So we will leave this here. You can take this as takeaway home. You can make a photo if you wish, just a little later. I want to now ask Gaurahari to make the announcements for today, and then we will leave it. I think that the boys will play with their hands, but you can ask them to stop playing a little, and then they will do.
Thank you, Maharaj, for.
How did you like that?
Wow, really
no.
good. Really. I feel actually very humbled now to give announcement at such eloquent poetry. Very beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Maharaj, also for reawakening this vision or this dimension of receiving the call, remembering how it was in our beginning of Krishna consciousness when we got this call to revive this voice and be able to hear it again. Today is the last full day of the Sanga Mela. It's very similar than other days. We will have kirtan starting at 11 o'clock, and in the Bach house we will have a seminar called Living in Braj. It's a seminar where we see picture of Braj, where we learn also to offer obeisances in the mind. We have Krishna meditation. It's a little package that will help us to be with our consciousness in Sacinandana. And then in the afternoon we will have more kirtan. Today afternoon will be a longer session, and at 8 o'clock His Holiness Sacinandana Swami will give his presentation called Sri Radha's Inner Glories. Then we will go with more kirtan with His Holiness Sacinandana Swami and God Krishna, and at the end we will have a slideshow presentation called Braj Crossing the Threshold. And after that will be a final meditation, and at midnight we will have the darshan of Madan Mohan. So it's a very beautiful and long day waiting for us. You might like to pace yourself so that you will keep nicely alive through the whole day. And just for tomorrow, because we will go quite late to bed tomorrow morning, the whole morning program will be 1 hour later. So instead of 4:30 plus 5:30, you can see on the schedule, I'm 100% sure. And then at 10 o'clock, there will be the final address of His Holiness Sacinandana Swami. That gives time for everyone to a little bit come back and maybe change a few rounds before the lecture. We will get a little breakfast before the lecture. And right after the lecture, we will serve lunch at 12. That means all those of you who are in a hurry to go back, you can immediately take some prasadam and leave. If some of you need to leave before and you need some sandwich to take with you, we are very happy to provide that. Please go to the registration place and just mention that you would like to have something for the journey, then you can prepare accordingly. So this night will be the passing of the year. I see we have many kids that might have many firecrackers and stuff like this ready for the action. No? Yes? No? Okay. In case some of you took with you, please don't do them on the lawn here, because the neighbor have horses and they are really afraid of those stuff. So please do it in the lawn direction, the guest house. Good, then I think that's all for today. We wish you a wonderful day, and please don't remember what we heard today about the call, and in the moment in kirtans, or take some time so you can be a little bit alone, pray and be open for a new call. Maybe you call further on our spiritual journey. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
I just want to say, Gaurahari can't say it, but it is him and his good wife who are often in Braj who conduct this seminar or this presentation about Vrindavan with slides, and it's very deep and interesting, and you will learn many things. It starts at 12:30, I believe, in the Bach house again. That, let me see if I point right. Yes, that house which is next to the little river here, which goes through Golokadam, and there is this very beautiful room called Nandagram. We call it Nandagram. So, Hare Krishna. Haribo. Have a wonderful day. And yes, I can't say enough. we need you through the night. No, the night you have to be there. Hare Krishna.